Hi, my name is Suji Maniyam. I am a AI DevRel engineer. In this video, I am going to talk about data prep kit. So let's talk about data preparation. Imagine you are developing an LLM application. Could be RAG, could be fine-tuning, could be training. You are going to be dealing with lots of data. And the data could be in different formats, various documents like Word document, PDF, HTML, or maybe code. So let's say we want to prepare some document for our models. Maybe I have duplicate documents I need to remove. And I may have documents in various formats like PDF, Word, HTML, and I want to extract the content out of those. And also, let's say my documents might have personal information like credit card numbers, social security numbers. We want to remove those too. And if I'm doing code, let's say I'm training on a code base, I may want to understand the language, whether it's Java, Python, C++. And if I'm training on some openly available code base, what if the code has some malware or a virus? We want to remove that from our training data. And also we want to identify good quality code for our training set. So these are some of the common tasks we have to do to prepare our raw data for our models. And let's be honest, not many of us really enjoy doing data cleanup and data wrangling. It is something we have to do, but not something we really enjoy. And this is where data prep kit can help. So I like to think about data prep kit like a Swiss Army knife that has all these little tools built in. So for example, if you want to extract data from, say, PDFs, there's a module for that. If you want to do dedupe, there's a module for that. Doing some common data cleanups, yes, it has a module for that. So it's an open source toolkit. It can handle both documents and code, and it's a Python module. And it's in Python, so you can start developing on your laptop right away. So here are some of the features of the data prep kit. As you can see, it can handle both documents and code. And these are some of the modules that are already here. For example, there's a module to identify programming languages, perform dedupe, perform chunking. I will walk through some of the features in the next few slides. So as I mentioned, data prep kit is a Python library. So if you have a small set of documents, you can start on your laptop. But when you have a large amount of documents, maybe a few million documents, at that point, laptop may not be able to cut it. So then you can scale to a cluster. Data prep kit supports 2 cluster modes. You can use either Ray or Spark. Both are very popular distributed computing frameworks. And data prep kit can scale on both. So the IBM Granite model, it's open source. So the data used to train is terabytes in size. It's actually prepared using data prep kit. So this is not a toy project. It is proven at scale, and now it's open source. So in the next few slides, I'm going to walk you through some of the features of data prep kit. And let's start with documents. Say I have a bunch of PDF or HTML text. We want to extract text data out of those. So data prep kit uses an open source project called wrangling to accomplish this. Wrangling is a very powerful document parser. It can handle a large variety of documents like PDF, HTML, docs, and it can read table data. It can extract images. It's very capable. It can even do OCR if you have handwritten text on your documents. And data prep kit actually leverages wrangling for parsing data. So you can get started with wrangling very easy. You can pip install, and then you can start using it right away. So here I have a sample PDF on my left-hand side. And you can see I can extract markdown text out of that. And you can see the markdown structure. It brings up headings, paragraphs, and bullet points accurately. We can also extract PDF into, say, a JSON format. So again, if you look at this conversion, you can see the output is in JSON. So for example, the header, solar system, it's coming in. And then you also see the type. It's a subtitle level 1. And then here's a paragraph text extracted. And also the bullet point list items are coming in. You see, right? They are list items. What if we have data in table format? No problem. You can see it can extract table data from PDF into Markdown. So this is plain Markdown you see here. And here I'm displaying it in a pretty format so we can see it. So the table extraction is done pretty well. And what if we have PDF data, something like invoices, right? This is the typical invoice format. And you can see we are extracting it out, no issues, right? It's extracting the text, and also use the line items are coming in as tables. So it's doing pretty well. Also, it can handle HTML. Here's my HTML data here, and I am converting into Markdown. And another thing that's happening is, like typical HTML files have a lot of markups, a lot of JavaScripts, trackers, and all that. When we do the conversion, it actually cleans out all of those and gives me plain text, which is very nice. So we just talked about removing markups. For example, things like formatting, color coding, things like that are removed when we process documents. This is actually great because most of the time we just want the plain text, not the formatting. So let me talk about another cool feature, that is deduplicating documents. So here I have 4 documents, 2 A's, they are identical documents, and I have a B and a B dash. They are almost identical. So you can see the text here, A and A, right? They are identical documents, and B is slightly different. It says our solar system, and here we say the solar system. So we are going to see how we can eliminate duplicates like this. Let's start with exact duplication. So in this case, we have 2 A's. We are going to eliminate one of them. And there's a module for that. It'll look at the content, identical content, and it'll only keep one. So you can see one of the A is eliminated. So in the previous step, we eliminated one A, but now we have 2 near duplicates, B and B dash. You can look at this here. There's only one word difference. Let's say for our purposes, they are duplicates, and we can remove them as well. There's a module called fuzzy dedupe that can compare the documents and only keep one document. So this is pretty neat. So this can come in handy. For example, imagine somebody opened a document. They just entered a couple of blank lines and saved it. So even though the files may appear different, they are nearly the same. So the fuzzy dedupe can actually detect those and eliminate those. So for dedupes, we looked at 2 modules. One is exact dedupe that can eliminate identical documents. We also looked at fuzzy dedupe, which can eliminate near duplicate documents. Now let's talk about PII, stands for personally identifiable information. So for example, let's say I have a document that has sensitive data, like social security or credit card numbers, emails, things like that. We may want to remove them before giving the data to the model. So there's a module for this that will basically remove sensitive data. We actually use Microsoft Presidio Toolkit to accomplish this. Another feature is identifying languages. So let's say I have documents in various languages. Here we have English, Spanish, and Japanese. We have a module that can read the documents and figure out their languages. So, right, it can tag them as English, Spanish, or Japanese. And we actually use fast text, open source software, to do this. Next feature, let's talk about document quality. Say in my document set, I have spam documents like this, or maybe documents that only have placeholder text like lorem ipsum. we don't need this as part of our training data. So we have a module that will go through the contents and tag them as spam or lorem ipsum placeholder text. Using these tags, we can then eliminate these documents from our data set. Let's talk about another feature called chunking. So chunking is basically splitting large documents into smaller manageable sizes. So here you see the document on the left-hand side, and it's being chunked into smaller pieces. So when we split documents into chunks, we split them along natural language boundaries. For example, here you see this paragraph is becoming a chunk. Next paragraph, and next. And you see bullet points are also becoming chunks. Once we have chunks, we may want to convert them into embeddings. Embeddings are really great. They allow us to search text very quickly. And we have a module to create embeddings for text. And here you can pretty much use any open source embedding models. So next, let's talk about handling code. Say we have different code. Say our code base contains programs in different languages. We have a module that will go through and tag them in what programming language they are. And also, let's say code in our code base may have malware or malicious code, and we have a module to scan through the code and tag them if any malware is detected. And for this, we use ClamAV, which is a very popular open source antivirus scanner. So in summary, Data Prep Kit can help you with cleaning up and preparing your data. It's Python, super easy to use, open source, and has tons of features. So you can check it out at the GitHub. Thank you.